And I get asked all the time in my work environment, what should I do with my money? Seems like if you put your money in the bank, it doesn't earn you anything. If you put it in the stock market, you lose it. So my recommendation to you all is spend it. That's time to spend money. Prices are coming down. And what better way to spend and enjoy yourself than to travel? I mean, summer, amongst all, is probably the best time to do some travel. And by saying that, I don't mean just going to the beach. I'm saying take a trip out of town. Now, if you enjoy travel, like I do, it probably pays off to be a smart traveler. And essentially, what to me travel boils down to is transportation and accommodation, right? What else more should we ask for? Essentially, I want to be able to catch a plane as a bargain and go sleep somewhere where hopefully it's hopefully it's a nice place, but it's also a bargain. Now, please be aware that these two, now first of all, before I go into that, travel, this is the biggest myth, that travel is costly. It can be, but here's the secret. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be costly. Now, hotels and airlines work in ways that are almost diametrically opposed to each other. And what I mean by saying that is, while it pays off to book that airline ticket 6 months in advance, usually that's not the case with hotels. And sure enough, you've noticed that $100 trip to Miami that you booked 9 months ago, if you show up at the airport the night before, it's probably going to be $500. Is that fair? Probably not. Probably not. But that's how airlines operate. Now, sometimes I was thinking about why that's the case, and probably one reason for that is that perhaps airlines are a little more nimble. They can yank an airline, leasing companies can yank an airplane out of a deadbeat airline easier than a hotel company can move its assets around. After all, you can't just take a hotel and move it into the Arizona desert. It's not an easy thing to do. So these two work in very different ways. Now, what can you do, or what are some of the resources that you can tap into to be a smart traveler? Well, for airline travel, the best place you can go to is Kayak. Kayak is an aggregator website that specializes in putting together 12 to 15 providers, maybe another 30 airlines, and gets results for you. Now, once you get your search done, you can follow a link and then go to the provider's website, and there you purchase your ticket. So, it's as easy as that. What else can you do? Probably go after one of the true discounter airlines, such as Spirit Airlines. Spirit is the absolute dominant player when it comes to discount travel. Now let's talk about hotels a little bit, because that gets more interesting. Unless you're looking for exclusivity, unless you are intent on going to a location that you have to be in, please don't ever pay retail price for a hotel. Don't ever pay retail price. The best way to handle this is to pick a hotel the Thursday night before you travel, because that's when hoteliers dump their hotel rooms or wholesale them out to websites like Priceline and Hotwire. My favorite website is Priceline. I go to Priceline every time I have to go and book a hotel room. Now here's how Priceline works for those of you who haven't been there. You bid through Priceline, but you don't know which hotel you're going to get. So you specify your price, you specify the star level. Let's say you want a 4-star hotel. Then you're presented with a little map where you pick your tentative area, perhaps a zip code. Then you wait for a response. Perhaps that $65 bid got accepted, perhaps it didn't. Now many of you would express criticism, say, well, Andre, what if I get some really bad hotel that I don't want to be in? What if I throw a Ritz-Carlton bid and I get the Howard Johnson instead? Right. Well, good news for you. There's another website called betterbidding.com. And the entire purpose of this site's existence is for people to share. So if you go to Better Bidding and you're looking for a place in downtown Boston, it'll probably list 4 or 5 hotels, starting with the Hyatt, maybe the Marriott, and the W. And then you get some tentative idea as to what you're going to get. Also, betterbidding.com is really a forum. So people share their experiences as to what the most recent price was. So on that note, a recent traveler might have posted their most recent experience saying, well, I stayed at the W in Boston on this and this date, and I paid $65 a night. Bingo! There you know what to bid. There's your price. They accepted that price. If you get declined on Priceline, there's several ways you can proceed. One way is you can lower your star level and rebid, and or change your geographical area slightly. If nothing works, this is something they will never tell you. If nothing works, just use another credit card and start the process over again. Or just wait 24 hours, which is what the website wants you to do. But they're there to sell hotel rooms, and they do a good job with it. So, with airlines, again, use Kayak. With hotels, wait until the last minute, use Priceline. And hey, if all of that is true, why not give it a try and enjoy a little bit of the summer?